Good evening. From the Dean and Sue Cobb Center for the Performing Arts at North Farmington High School, I'm Sam Gringlass from the Northern Star, and I welcome you to the first ever senior class presidential debate between Hannah Long and Jason Barnett. The debate is sponsored by the Northern Star and TV10. Questions will produce a 2-minute response with 1 minute for the opposing rebuttal. Our other moderators tonight are Aaron Prim, current senior class president, and TV10 reporter Sarah Young. The audience has been asked to remain silent, except for now, as we welcome to the stage our senior presidential candidates for the class of 2012, Jason Barnett and Hannah Long. Candidates have already flipped a coin for the first person to start with opening statements, and we will now be beginning with Jason Barnett.
Hi, my name is Jason Barnett, and I'm running for the senior class president of 2013. I've been treasurer of our class for the past 3 years now, and to be quite honest, I'm not very happy with the efficiency of our board. I do not want to be president for my college applications. I do want to make a significant difference that will affect everyone in the school positively. As seniors, we set the tone for the rest of the school. We make or break the school year for ourselves and every other student. I want to see each and every member of the senior class have the time of their life for the remainder of the time we have together. If you elect me, I plan to change many things for the better, and if elected, I will work as hard as I can in front of a crowd and behind the scenes to make this upcoming year the best it can be.
Hi, I'm Hannah Long, and I'm running for class president senior year. I've been on the board since sophomore year, and I just want to make everyone involved in our school for senior year and make the best year possible. If elected me, I will promise to work 100% outside and inside of school. So vote for me, Hannah Long.
All right, thank you both very much. Our first question is for Jason. The question is, how do you handle an unmotivated senior board?
Well, I feel that for the past few years that we've been on board, there's been a lot of people on board who have been lacking involvement. And if the board's not motivated, the people of the class aren't going to want to come to events. So what I plan to do is make the people on board hyped up and just as motivated to get the people who aren't on board to come to all of the board-sponsored events. And I'm going to do that at meetings, we're not going to have people just kind of sitting there and doing nothing. We're going to spend all of our meetings actually working on committees and working on events rather than wasting time and just thinking of fundraisers we can do, because that can all be done outside the board meetings.
Okay, and Hannah, you have 1 minute to respond.
I agree with what you said, but this year our class wasn't as motivated, and to be motivated, you need to want everyone on board to be involved, and when board is involved, then they can impact other students to be involved.
This question is for Hannah Long. This year, we did not have many people come out to watch our Bump It volleyball tournament. How would you change that from happening next year?
I know as a student, I wasn't aware of the Bump It until the day of. So to have this more advertised, I would put up more signs, announcements, and just try to get the word around as fast as possible, I guess.
Jason? Well, I completely agree with you, Hannah. And we have the same problem with our Ultimate Frisbee fundraiser, that last year we had about 5 or 6 people come to actually attend the event. And I feel that advertising has a lot to do with it, but another thing we need to do is have some other form of entertainment there for them to be doing. Because if they're just sitting in the stands watching other people play a game that they could be playing, it's not going to sound very fun. So if we have some sort of maybe blow-up activity that they can do, it would make them want to come and be more involved.
All right, this next question is for Jason. I'm going to take you back to January of this year. We had a lockdown, and a student was arrested here on campus, sparking controversy throughout the school. What role, if any, does the senior class president play in such an event?
Well, we've had meetings with Mr. Green. Not everyone in our class has known that he made a principal advisory committee. And the senior class president, as I already said, sets the tone for the rest of the school. So our reaction sets the tone for freshmen, sophomores, and juniors. And as we have found this year, how the seniors reacted to that event caused freshmen who didn't even know the person who got arrested to act out when that was somewhat unacceptable. This year with the new administration, I felt like it was more of a trial run because we need to get a feel for each other, and I feel that next year we're going to be able to work with the administration better as they've already had a full year at North, and we can collaborate more to get things going.
All right, Hannah, you have 1 minute to respond.
I agree. The seniors are the role models, and if the seniors are the juniors and sophomores and freshmen act how they see the seniors. So especially the class president is the #1 person, I guess. And so they need to be a role model towards the other class.
All right, thank you both. The next question's for Hannah. For freshmen through junior years, boards seem to be pretty focused on raising money for prom. Is this the most important goal, and why do you think?
Prom is pretty important, but I also think board should be to get everyone involved. You get everyone involved to go to prom and stuff like that. So that's why I want to get my focus, to make an impact on their senior year and for everyone just to have a great year.
Okay, great. And Jason, you have a minute to respond.
I completely agree with you, Hannah. But I feel that a lot of people in our school have misconceptions about what our board does. And we're not here to plan one event that happens at the end of our senior year. We're here to get people involved. We're here to get people to get involved in other things outside of school, like community service. We're here to sponsor board-wide, school-wide events. And just prom is important to us, but it's also up to us to plan events for the rest of the school.
All right, thank you very much for that response. We now have a tweeted-in question from Rachel Tetrick, a senior here at North Farmington, to our Northern Star Twitter account at NFHS And her question is, if you win, how do you plan to run your future board meetings to encourage kids to join and make the most money for your class? And this question goes to Jason.
Well, as I've noticed from being at the meeting where I first declared for presidency, there was a lot of people who want to be on the senior class board. And everyone who's at these meetings needs to be 100% involved. They can't just sit there and talk to their friend. If I'm going to follow every rule that's on that blue sheet of paper that we had to sign at the beginning of the year. If they're not going to participate, I'm sorry, but I don't want them to be on our board because we're here to get stuff done. Every Monday, I want to send out an email to everyone on board so I can tell them what we discussed at the last meeting, what we're going to discuss at the next meeting, and they can use that rather than spending the time that we usually spend getting situated and saying what we're going to discuss. We can just jump right into things. And on top of that, events that people want to see happen, they can also email back to that same account, and we can have them already written up on the board to talk about when they get there.
Very good. How about Hannah? You have a 1 minute response time.
I agree. Board is a place just for communication. If people are going to goof off like they shouldn't be in there, I want to get a form of communication through the board, like get everyone's number, email, so they know and are aware of board meetings and what is left to come fundraiser-wise and class-wise.
All right, awesome. This year has been a year of transitions, including our new administration. What is the best way to build a relationship with the administration? Jason?
Well, people look at the administration as people who are running the school. If you do something wrong, these are the people who are going to get you in trouble. But the best way to get to know them is to just talk to them. They're cool people. I went on the DECA trip with Mr. Hamka, and I got to tell you, he was a funny guy on that trip. It really made me like him, and I'm looking forward to next year. Same with Mr. Green with the Principal Advisory Committee. I really like what he did with that. Both of them really care about what we have to say, and they're trying their best to make North the way it is.
Awesome. Hannah?
The principals want to get to know you, and there's a lot of students, so you have to make the initiative to go and talk to them and say hi, and if you want to get close with them, then that should be your responsibility.
All right, thank you both. The next question starts with Hannah. What frustrates you most about board as it operates currently?
I feel like no one in the board is committed. Well, people are committed, but some people are just there to be there. And so I want to make sure that everyone wants to be there and wants to impact the year and be focused throughout the year.
All right, great. Jason?
I feel that people are a little too focused on the money aspect of board and not about the event aspect. And to me, I feel like the more fun that everyone in the class is having, the more money we're going to raise. So if we're more focused about people having fun and not focused about the money will come with the fun.
Thank you very much. We now have a question from here in our audience. We're going to call up current junior and someone who will be voting in this election, Lyric Nelson. Please come up to the podium.
Thank you, Sam. As a senior next year myself, I want to know, what are your guys' plans for prom, for themes? Jason?
Okay. Well, I thought it would be really cool to have prom based on some sort of theme that we create at the beginning of the year or some sort of community service type thing. So if we wanted to, for example, help the city of Detroit, we could make our entire prom based off of the city of Detroit, make it look like it's the city of Detroit in the ballroom, and it would look really cool. On top of that, I work for an event production company, and they actually provided some of the stuff that we used for Coffee House here a few months ago. And I've talked to the owner and everything, and they said they can give us like major discounts on a lot of the aspects for prom. We've done all sorts of events that all over the community, and they turn out really well.
All right, Hannah, you have 1 minute for response.
That seems like a good idea, and I'm always like open to new ideas in prom. But my idea is like just a class, like an elegant night out, like a typical kind of like Vegas or New York kind of prom, I guess.
All right, great. Our final question next in the order is, how do you handle an officer not fulfilling their responsibilities? And this question goes to Hannah.
I would just sit down and talk to this officer and tell him what's on my mind and just try to influence them to be more involved and to get them to want to work harder throughout the board.
Jason?
Well, I feel like we'd never be put in a situation where an officer's so bad to the point where I don't want them to be an officer. But like as you said, Hannah, I would definitely talk to them. I'd let them know how I'm feeling, and if that doesn't change, and if it gets progressively worse, like if, for example, if they don't come to meetings themselves, we're going to have to look into the impeachment process.
All right, thank you. That ends the question portion of this. Now you both have 30 seconds to wrap up your campaign debate. And we're going to start with Jason.
Well, I just want to say that I have a lot of great ideas for our class board for next year. And vote for me. I'm very organized. I'll run board the best it can be, and I'll have prom happen no matter what.
I just want to say that I'm committed to this. I'm very organized, and I just want to be involved in this next coming year. So vote for me, Hannah Long.
All right, thank you both. This concludes our first ever senior class debate. Now is the time to voice your vote based on what you learned today. Good luck to all the candidates, and make sure you vote tomorrow.
Yeah.